side facing, the right way.
Yeah, you're right.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Everyone is mad at me.
It's not the first time people have been mad at us.
No. So what I've discovered over the past 10 and a half years of doing this is that when people feel strongly about their president, they don't accept any criticism of him, which I think is crazy, you guys. I think it's crazy. If our president, who I 100% support for re-election, 100%, if he does something that I think is messed up, I'm going to say it, right? I mean, I can still say it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to not vote for him. Of course I'm going to vote for him.
I think you listen to criticism too much. I think you're way too sensitive. I think after 10 years, you listen to people. You read the comments too much.
Yeah, that's probably true.
She reads the comments way more than I do. I just don't read comments anymore.
I read our comments on our website, the commenters on our website who know us the best, I think, because they're the regulars, right? They're the people that go to our website regardless of whether Facebook tells them to or not.
I'll read those.
And they're great. I mean, because they always get
who we are. I think they kind of have gotten to know us a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I mean, I'm sorry. I love y'all, but but people can be mean and brutal, and it's too exhausting. I can't read the comments.
And I feel like you can support our president and not deify him. Like, you don't have to be an idolater. If he screws up, it's okay to say so.
The bottom line is I don't agree with you.
Exactly.
Every day. And I mean, that's like, you don't agree with me every day. I don't agree with my husband every day. Good Lord, people, get a grip.
I mean, it's kind of
so why should I agree with the president every day?
So when he puts out tweets that insinuate that people should go back to where they came from, when 3 out of the 4 people he's addressing were born here, then I think that's a mistake. I think it was just a dumb tweet, and he shouldn't have said it. Well, it's okay for me to say that.
Well, from a semantics point of view, what he should have done is he should have singled out Ilhan Omar in that tweet. He should have singled her out. Because frankly, she should go back to where she whence she came. She should go back to Somalia. Honestly,
yeah. I mean,
she hates it here. She hates it here, and he's right about her. I mean, she should go back because she's a hose beast and she's a liar. And she always complains about America. She makes up stories like she did to those 400 students in that auditorium that day. She has to make up crap to make this country look bad when she came from a crap hole country. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
And you're right. And had he directed that tweet to Ilhan alone, he would have been 100% right. But when he just gave them an opening. That's the thing. Even if I know what he meant, because some people are like, well, you know what he meant.
That's the thing.
When you have to try to translate for him, then maybe it wasn't an effective tweet, right? Yes. And so what he did is, instead of enjoying the battle, right? They were fighting with Nancy Pelosi, and it was delicious, and everyone was paying attention to it, and the focus was there. And now he poured a big bucket of water on that firestorm, and now all of them have unified in their attacks against him.
Well, at least they're faking it.
Yeah, I mean, Nancy's all like, our unity is our strength. Yeah. Give me a break.
You hate those women.
You hate them.
Get over yourself. You hate all those chicks. You know you do. She hates them all.
So, I mean, it put water on that really enjoyable fire. That's all. And that's the point. And it was just another misstep, and it didn't need to happen. And I'm just frustrated about it. And I can be frustrated with the president and still support him.
Well, you're frustrated mostly because you were enjoying that fight so hard.
God, it was such a good fight.
She was really enjoying that fight, right? She was enjoying the fight between the infight of the cat fight last week.
It was delicious, right? I mean, they were all just against Nancy Pelosi. And there was an article in MSNBC over the weekend just talking about even more of that fight and how, I mean, those bitches are mean to Pelosi.
Her level of glee over that fight last week was just, it was unprecedented. It was unprecedented. She was so excited about it. So I think that's what you're really pissed off about.
Yeah, because why did he have to ruin the fun?
I know. He went and ruined the fun.
And now, I mean, all the presidential candidates are going after him. Meghan McCain is going out. Everybody's going after him.
That's shocking that Meghan McCain is going after him.
And I don't want people to misinterpret me saying what I said as going after him. I'm simply just pointing out, listen, this was an unforced error. I just want Melania to be with him when he tweets.
She's not with him all the time. I think he takes his phone to the bathroom and he sits on the toilet and he does a lot of these tweets. But
really want her
what he does, she's like, Donald, don't take the phone into the bathroom, Dawn. Dawn, to leave the phone here when
But
you
I'm
go
not.
to the bathroom.
At least I'm not like the chick on Facebook this weekend who literally chose to leave our site. You guys, she left because our intern wrote an article in which she described children as stupid.
I gotta tell you, it was about that Greta chick.
Yeah, that
Greta
16-year-old.
No, is she 16 now?
Yeah,
she's 16
She's
now.
16. And Thunberg.
Yeah, she's just this weirdo kid who dropped out of school to be like a climate change activist.
Yeah.
And I remember I said to her like a couple weeks ago, I told Rachel, I was like, this chick is whack. Like I can't, like, when kids start becoming activists, when itty bitty kids, and she started becoming an activist like when she was a lot younger, but she's 16 now. And she still has the braids and stuff.
Yeah, she looks a lot younger than her actual age.
Like children of the corn, man.
But I mean, listen, Rachel, our intern, has picked up our snark, like our style, I guess, in a way that it's been so fast. It's been amazing. Yeah. And so she said,
and listen, to interject, our interns, all of our writers are brilliant.
Oh my God.
All brilliant. And they write they're fantastic.
Yeah,
guys.
For real. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hi.
And so Rachel wrote, and she was, if you read it, you can tell it's in jest. She's like, listen, this girl is stupid because all kids are stupid. Prove me wrong. Or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's funny, right? And
it's how
totally
we write.
We would have written.
Right.
But this woman decided to get so butthurt over the word stupid because she was like, what she should have written is that children don't have the wisdom that adults do, which is exactly how I interpreted it, right? And she just chose a different word. And so that woman has literally decided to boycott our entire site, even though she claims to have enjoyed it for years and years and years and had been a loyal fan. Give me a break. If one word in one post is going to set you off from enjoying years of content, the problem is you.
Tens of thousands of free posts that we've provided you.
I mean, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
Anyway, so the Trump tweets, by the way, I should clarify too that Trump also put out 2 tweets several hours later, at first 3 that, that weren't so great. He put out 2 that were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And so you can see all of that on our website, chicksontheright.com. Just don't get mad at me, for crying out loud. I can criticize the president and still want him to be president. Okay? Yeah. Everybody just simmer.
I thought it was, I think he's funny. So whatever. I just think he's funny. I think he should have probably just singled her out. I think it would have been a slam dunk if he singled her out.
Oh, total slam dunk.
Ilhan Omar is a complete sea beast. So I think it would have been great if he just singled her out. It would have been a complete slam dunk. Anyway, so there's that. What we're talking about, that Homan, the former ICE, is it
the former acting
ICE director,
Man,
and how he just beat the crap out of Congress. He just destroyed them. I think it was last Friday.
It was beautiful. We'll have the audio on our show.
God, it was a thing of beauty. I'm sure y'all saw a lot of it. If you didn't, you need to listen. Well, you should listen to our show anyway, but we're going to be talking a lot about that today. I know, why are you not listening to our show? But we're going to be talking about that. And then the replacement of the flags.
OMG.
My blood pressure. Where was that? It was, you guys, the replacement of the flags. How
you probably saw it. It was in Aurora, Colorado, the Aurora, Colorado Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Facilities past Friday. And at first there was like a peaceful bunch of demonstrators who were just like, we think ICE is mean and we don't want family separation.
We don't like laws.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't like paying my taxes. How about that? Catch me outside.
But I mean, at least that group of people was, they were just exercising their right to peacefully protest. That's fine. But then there were some crazy people within that group who decided they were going to get kind of violent. And they pulled down the American flag. They pulled down the Blue Lives Matter flag. And in fact, they spray painted on that one and said abolish ICE on it. Then they rehung it upside down. And then they replaced the American flag altogether with the Mexican flag in Aurora, Colorado. What? I mean, no. And there are freaking Congress people trying to defend this by saying, well, I mean, they're just exercising their rights. No, you don't have a right to take down public property or property that does not belong to you. That is not your right.
Yeah, that's when you're like, Lord, give me all the strength.
Oh my gosh.
Not to just start swinging.
So
mad. I just can't with that. I just can't. Other stuff we're talking about on the show today. ScarJo, she's conflicted, you guys.
I love this so much.
Scarlett Johansson is conflicted because she should be able to play any role she wants to play. She should be able to do that.
And she says that political correctness should not interfere with art.
That's really weird, considering she's like a huge liberal. So it's so strange.
Yeah, this is
that
a juicy one.
All of a sudden she's becoming. It's weird when these liberals start like getting caught in their pretzel of liberalism, and then they start thinking in a conservative way. Because you see them start doing that, and you're like, wait a second, you're thinking conservative in a conservative way. How about that? That's weird. That's really weird.
It's so
and
great.
It's also weird because she was the highest paid actress in 2018. Like, she is a gazillionaire. This chick.
Man, she rakes it in.
Yeah, so it's interesting that now she's starting to think that way, which she's been enjoying the fruits of capitalism, and she's like, I should be able to play anybody that I want to play.
It's so fascinating. And this is, of course, because there was she had to pull out of a role in which she was going to play a trans man. Wait, is that right?
You're asking
a trans person. And people were mad because they were like, trans people should play trans people. And so at first she was like,
that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because when you're an actor, you should be able to act. That's right. The whole point. If the whole point of acting is to be somebody else, to play somebody else. It's not to just play yourself.
Yeah. But now, apparently, if you want to be politically correct, now only trans people can play trans people.
Oh my God, so ridiculous.
It's so dumb.
And so she agrees with us. She agrees with, most conservatives who believe that you should be able to act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really interesting how.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting how the left is starting to implode on a lot of these issues that they, have set these rules that they've set forth for, I guess, themselves. And now they're like, well, wait a second, I don't agree with that rule.
Well, and it's kind of like people are going to freak out because have you heard that there's going to be a black woman playing the next 007?
Yes, I have.
So people are all up in arms about that. It's not like she's going to be James Bond. She's not going to be that character. She's going to be 007. So there's going to be a whole new storyline with her as a character playing 007. I don't care.
I don't care either. But why are we kind of blackifying all everything? Why can't they just make a whole new character?
Well, they are.
But why can't they make all new movies?
Oh, I don't know.
Rather than take that franchise and sort of blackify that franchise. I'm not really sure we're doing that. Why are we doing that?
Because Hollywood is out of creativity. They're like plumb out.
And they want to like diversify all the old franchises. I'm not really sure why we feel the need to do that. What is that? It's like the diversification or what? Why are we doing that? I'm not really. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when they did
with Ghostbusters?
They did it with Steel Magnolias too.
That's right.
They did it with that. They were doing that with a lot of different movies that were successful movies, and they're like, well, we have to put black characters in those roles. Why?
Why do we have to do
that?
Either.
Yeah, I've never understood why we have to do that.
And by the way, speaking of celebrities who are falling into their own leftist traps, so did you hear that Rihanna is being accused of cultural appropriation because she's in like a traditional Chinese sort of getup on the cover of Chinese Vogue or Chinese Bazaar. I forget what magazine, but it's the Chinese version of it. And so she's dressed as some sort of Asian person.
Yeah.
And people are losing their minds about that.
Well, can we say the same thing about Beyonce when she dyes her hair blonde? I kind of feel like that's cultural appropriation. I mean, it's seriously, because if you had dreads, that would be cultural appropriation. Yeah. So why isn't it cultural appropriation when a black person dyes their hair blonde?
It's an excellent question.
I feel like everybody should be able to do whatever the hell they want to do
without being accused. Can't we just like do mix and match? Just have a little fun with fashion.
Just you do you. It's a free country. Do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want with your hair. If you want to do dreads and your white cares. Who cares, man?
Completely crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, if you haven't read that post yet at chicksontheright.com in which I talk about the Trump tweets, at the very bottom, if you don't want to read about how I'm criticizing him, that's fine. Scroll to the very bottom and there's a video of a chick losing her shit at some guy wearing a black guy wearing a MAGA hat. She looks like Powder. Do you guys remember the movie Powder?
So she said to me, she goes, you have to see this Powder chick. When I walked in this morning, I was like, what? And so I went and watched her. She is
like Powder.
She's crazy.
And she's talking about how you basically should not pay attention to facts. You should always pay attention to emotions because emotions are really the only real thing.
Carolyn is right.
Oh my
EGR, extra grace required. Get some, ladies. It's going to be a long, bumpy road.
For real.
Amen, Carolyn.
By the way,
Amen.
Powder is one of those movies that I sobbed at, like
Really?
choking sobs in the theater, sobbing.
Yeah, that's a great question for y'all. Is there a movie that makes you like ugly cry?
Oh my God.
I ugly cried at beaches.
Who didn't? Right?
Boys
Well,
don't
they don't understand.
men don't ugly cry
get
at
that.
beaches. Man, I ugly cried at beaches, and I ugly cry when Jenny dies at Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah.
She died on a Tuesday.
Is he smart?
I
or is
swear,
he
even
like
thinking about it,
me?
look, I'm like welling
I know,
up.
oh my God.
I can't.
And Awakenings.
Oh,
Robert De Niro.
Well, I mean, I remember. I didn't ugly cry though.
Oh,
But
I
there are
did.
certain movies that you just ugly cry at.
For real.
Y'all gotta tell us what you ugly cry at. I think that'd be a good question.
That would be fun.
You can tell us on our hotline at 684-8444.
That's right. 317 area code.
Yeah, 317-684-8444.
We
Tell us
have
what
the
you ugly
hotline.
cry at. Yeah. Anyways, okay, we got to get ready for our show. You guys try to have a wonderful Monday. The world's gone mad.
And just stop being mad at me being critical of the president for some tweets. For crying out loud, can we just own the fact that sometimes his tweets suck and sometimes they're awesome?
Yeah.
He's still a great president.
He's
Everybody simmer.
completely awesome. He tells it like it is. He just needs to tell Ilhan what a sea hag she is. If he just like if he would just consult us, we could tell him, listen, just put the word sea hag in there. And then everybody
and direct it only at Ilhan, and then he'll be golden.
Actually, he could direct sea hag at all of those women.
Well, he could.
That
Just
would
have to go back to where you
that
came
would
from.
be fine. Yeah, that would be fine. He just needs to call us. I don't know why he doesn't call us. We could help him with this stuff. Exactly. You guys have a great Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
And it doesn't ever end.
I know, it doesn't end on time.